What's up, everybody, and welcome to my NXT review. NXT. What the hell do we got going on NXT tonight, huh? Please tell me what is going on with NXT tonight. Where do I even start, huh? Where do I kick this off? I guess I should say the fallout after Vengeance Day last week and stuff. Basically, Braun Breaker came out, talked about his defense last week, a little bit about Santos, but he said that NXT is going back on the road, and since WrestleMania weekend is coming and will be in Dallas, Texas, NXT will be in Dallas, Texas for Stand and Deliver. Okay, so that's gonna be coming soon enough. Don't know what day yet, but at least NXT is going to be getting out of the Performance Center and back to doing takeovers somewhere. Don't know how big the building will be and whatnot. And then again, will they really even sell out like they used to, especially with this new NXT? Because usually when takeovers happen, they sold out some pretty big buildings and stuff, in many cities. But now it's a little bit different, okay? So I don't know how many people are going to be clamoring to go to 2.0 shows like that. But then again, WrestleMania weekend, they can always draw a lot of fans as usual. So, come on, a lot of fans show up anywhere when it comes to WrestleMania weekend stuff. But Breaker basically talked about how he will walk in as champion, stand and deliver, and he will walk out as champion. Dolph Ziggler came out then saying, you shouldn't make promises you couldn't keep and whatnot. But are you going to make it to stand and deliver? Will you still be the champion? And Ziggler basically talked about, I'm going to beat Ciampa first, and then I'm going to take you on, all right? And basically talk about that super kick I gave you last week, all right? Listen, I know you're a hothead, and it's in your genes, Steiners and whatnot. But basically, you talked about your the Canadian tuxedo Breaker was wearing out there. And then listen, you are that guy in Orlando, all right? And Ziggler basically went on and say, listen, you got the night off, okay? And listen, all you gotta do, you don't gotta come out here. You're barred from ringside. You're gonna watch me versus Ciampa tonight, okay? Because I'm gonna show why I can do it better than anyone else in this business. Not a bad promo, especially just to hype up Stand and Deliver coming soon and whatnot. And Ziggler talking about his match with Ciampa later on tonight. So, it's really different with Ziggler and I guess on NXT and the main roster in a way. I mean, because he's from the main roster, he's on NXT, so at least he somewhat looks like a bigger star in NXT right now, I should say. So we'll see what goes on with that later on tonight. They end up talking about what Corey Graves and Carmella's TV show or YouTube show. I will say this. I don't know if I said this yesterday, but it's kind of crazy that they get a reality show also when Miz and Mrs. has a reality show. So I don't know. Something about that is crazy. But next, LA Knight went against Grayson Waller. Song goes out there with him. Good match, I should say, but of course, it's going to be some shenanigans going on with Sanga getting involved. Knight tried to hit the blunt force trauma onto Waller, but it did not work. Sanga held on to Waller, and I thought the finish was a little bit weak, though. Knight just fell to the ground, and then Waller just kind of rolled him up, holding the tight stand. So, once again, Waller cheats another win to beat LA Knight. Obviously, this feud is going to continue until, LA Knight gets the win. I think they'll probably have another match by Stand and Deliver if they want to stretch it out that long. That's what I could see happening. But you know, once again, Waller just stealing another win against him. But we'll see how far they can even keep this going. But LA Knight ended up taking out Sanga with the blunt force trauma again and stuff, and then he hit Waller with one. So Knight did stand tall, but I guess, like I said, they're going to continue this until he gets the win. Dakota Kai, I guess, went up to Wendy Chu, talking about they are now a tag team since they've been signed up for the Dusty Classic for the women's, which does begin tonight also. So there's a lot to say about that. I think it's about 8 teams, if I'm not mistaken. So they did show the brackets, which the next match would be up next. But obviously, we got some oddball tag teams too. So that's why Chu and Dakota Kai are a tag team now themselves. Toxic Attraction. I guess we're gonna be sitting up in a box all night, basically watching the whole thing until they, I guess, find out until who's gonna be facing them for their tag titles. Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez. I guess they were training at some, I don't know, an adventure park and trying to bond together and stuff. And Gonzalez having a fear of heights, so they do this whole training montage. Some would say this looks very similar to the Kyle O'Reilly Von Wagner thing with them trying to hang out and bond. That's basically what it looks like, the same thing when you think about it. So the reluctant partners, can they team together and stuff? Can they get along and, work together when it comes to this Dusty Classic thing coming up? We'll see. They did go back to the Toxic Lounge, though, basically making fun of, Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez's team. Are they going to get together? Are they going to go like some monster truck rally or something? So, what can they really do? Next, Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai went against Mari Miller and Lash Legend. I swear to God, I didn't know if Lash Legend was still around, okay? I really did not know if she was even still on this show because they did those Wendy Williams talk show segments with her, and I haven't really seen the girl wrestle till now, but I already heard about some match. Apparently she did on 205, and it was really bad with Saray, I believe. So watching her tonight was whatever, but I didn't even know she was still around. I really didn't know. Obviously, Kaylee Ray and Io got the win. Io did a moonsault onto Lash Legend and won the match. So they move on to the tournament. Briggs and Jensen, I guess, are now making some type of dating app because I don't know. Jensen, he keeps getting friend zoned and stuff, so he doesn't really know what to do. So they're gonna try and make a dating video, whatever. Duke Hudson went against Dante Chen. Quick match, basically Hudson getting the big win over him and stuff, beating the hell out of him damn near. But he ended up hitting the Razor's Edge for the win, so Dante Chen won from there. Next was the Mellobration with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Trick Williams with the HBCU jacket right there, digging it, especially during Black History Month. So good shit right there. I was digging the jacket. Melo basically said when he shoot, he do not miss. Nobody was talking about breaking. Nobody talking about the crease. Nobody talking about done. They all talking about me, okay? And stand and deliver. We're going to do it again when we head down to Dallas. Pete Dunne came out and said, you beat everyone, but you ain't beat me yet for that title, okay? And listen, you can't make anyone famous, all right? So how about a match next week for that title? Trick saying you don't deserve nothing. You must be getting a little bit woozy from that cage match. You need to get back to the back, all right? But Melo says, no. All right, I'm going to do it. You want to do this? Let's do it, all right? But next thing you know, Cameron Grimes ended up attacking Melo and Trick, knocking him outside the ring, which ended up being a match between Cameron Grimes and Trick Williamson. Was what it was. Grimes getting the win back after the loss last week, so I guess he's still somewhat involved in this whole North American title picture. Could it end up in a triple threat match? Most likely, I could see that happening. So we'll see how that continues from there. Chase University, talking about the intestinal fortitude, calling out Von Wagner, saying he doesn't have the balls. His understudy is, hyping him up and stuff and tell people to get the hell out of his class. Next, we get the debut of Nikita Lyons versus Kayla Innerly. Honestly, I thought Lyons... I don't know why I would have compared to Tomb Raider for some reason. I don't know if she looked like somebody from Tomb Raider or almost like some military shit, or I don't know, like, she looked like, I don't even want to say Sonya Blade from Mortal Kombat damn near, but almost like, hey, army fatigues, but almost like some, how can I describe this? How can I really, really describe her gear? Like some... What is the thing I'm looking for? I don't know, like I don't even know. I already said Tomb Raider. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say again, but I don't know. Her gimmick, I know she's supposed to it's funny they talk about how her gimmick was music and, grew up, with a rock star dad, but almost makes like some hip hop R&B dance choreography and whatnot. Where is her gimmick really? Like it's like going for music but not music, but I thought she dressed like Tomb Raider. I'm surprised this match went this long, especially for a debut match. Don't get me wrong, they showed off her moves and stuff, but maybe they probably could have kept it a little bit shorter. I didn't mind it. It was good. I'm sure everybody's going to say she's super thick as hell, which I do agree about that. I think I said that before myself too. But, I thought she had a good debut. I'm just kind of figuring out what her gimmick is technically all the way. But she did get the win, obviously. Like I said, she's a fucking giant out there. So we'll see what happens with her. Duke Hudson was in the back. Persia Perota congratulated him. Hudson ended up like pulling her in to make out with her. Then after that, Indy Hartwell said it was gross as Perota basically walked off. Then as Hudson said, you used to love those kisses, but Hartwell said that was a long time ago. Okay, and he said, does it have to be? Next thing you know, they go to Dexter Loomis, and he's just kind of sitting there looking and just hangs his head in sadness. It's like he looked like a little sad puppy just walking away like. He just, he sees what he heard, and then he just got all depressed and said, like, like this little puppy dog, and pouted and just walked off. And Indy's all pissed, saying she despised Duke Hudson. So obviously, I guess they have Duke Hudson and Indy have some type of history together with each other. So, and now Dexter, you think Dexter would look more crazy with the whole serial killer vibe thing going on and stuff, but no, he looked like he just like you just lost your girl, and now he just doesn't know what to do and feels sorry for himself and just walks off like a little sad puppy and everything. So, I don't know, but that was pretty funny, though, at the same time. Just looking all sad. Von Wagner, Robert Stone. Stone kind of promo talking about Andre Chase saying the match will be next week, and that we're all living in, Von Wagner's world. You're just living in it. Wagner said, don't give this guy a microphone. The Creed brothers came out with Malcolm Bivens after winning the Dusty Cup last week until Imperium and interrupted them, saying like y'all ain't got no Olympic accolades and all this stuff. Okay, where's Imperium have? You want to be fighting champions. Why don't you defend those belts next week? They called it some works and soul eating bitches. Walter came out with like some Imperium saying that my name is Walter. I mean, Gunter and stuff. It's still Walter, but he says that Imperium deserves respect. They have the tag titles and everything. So they need to shut up. They end up getting the ring. Basically brawl with the Creed brothers. Solo Sikoa and making the save of Malcolm Bivens, kicking Walter outside of the ring after that. So obviously they're still setting up a match with him and Walter for next week. Bivens tried to thank him, but Sikoa said, I ain't doing this for you. I did this for me, alright? So he walked off from there. Next, I don't, what's the name? Henley, I guess like the bartender from last week was helping Briggs and Jensen. Basically, she just took a photo of the profile picture and she'll take care of the dating app and everything. So, hey man, discount APA for you. Discount Freebirds. I don't know. Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter look like more like ravers now. Went against Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley. Obviously, Casey Nell was going to pick up the win because I've never even seen Tatum Paxley, and why is she part of the Diamond Mine all of a sudden? Right after Casey Nell won, Ivy put her into like a dragon sleeper then. Roderick Strong basically, kept cheering it on. Now I was about to choke her out a little bit more, but Strong said, no, she done, let her go. So, kind of figured what was going to happen from there. Joe Gacy and Harlan, I guess, talked about Draco Anthony at the Performance Center and early in the morning, and I guess they did something, so I don't really know what they'd be doing at the time, to be honest. I don't know. Gacy just seems to be hopping in and out of there. In the main event, Ciampa versus Ziggler. Obviously the best match tonight. This is a great match to watch. I enjoyed this, okay? They had some pretty good time out there, too. So, I like this match a lot. Ciampa, he's about to hit the win, especially after the air raid crash on the apron and stuff. He threw Ziggler back in, but the cameraman hit him from behind with the camera. Ziggler hit a super kick for the win. Ziggler basically looked at the cameraman, which ended up being Bobby Roode. Somebody that was from NXT from here a while ago and whatnot. Roode and Ziggler celebrated. They start beating up Ciampa then. But right after Braun Breaker made the save after that, and then he says, all right, y'all want to do 2-on-1, huh? How about a tag team match next week, all right? Which, y'all gonna fight or y'all some bitches and everything. Basically, Ziggler and Roode came back in. They brawled with each other. As, Ciampa and them, they all brawled as the show went off the air after that. So, obviously a tag match next week. But, hey, good to see Ziggler, Roode back here, NXT alumnus and stuff back in, the show he came from at the time. Before he went to the main roster. So, good to see a little bit of him here tonight. Like I said, obviously the best match was Ziggler and Ciampa. Don't know how long this feud's going to keep going, but, I thought it was a very enjoyable match. The Dusty Cup women's things, classic begins, it was what it was from there. Done going for Carmelo for the title. Nikita Lyons debut. So, Waller, Knight, So a few things happening here on NXT, I will say that, and but the main event was obviously the best thing to watch out of this show. Okay, but other than that, I'm done with this review. So yeah, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. You already know how this goes. So yeah, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.